All right, everybody, we'll go ahead and get started. Paul, you want to go ahead and take the floor?
All right, here we go. Coach, just I guess to begin with, just talk about the slow start to begin with. I mean, was that something? Was that emotional? Was that a little bit of Auburn? A little bit of everything.
All the other, but the most predictable thing that probably happened in sports today, I would say. Um, Coming off of emotion, big, listening to how good you are, and reading it all over on social media, and that's fine. I wanted them to hear it, and we took the extra day to hear it. So that's part of it. Part of it is, false positives that kept us from being able to prepare as much as we needed to. Not having Jalen Mason I didn't know how she would react, so I didn't really want to put her into a situation. We ended up having to, but when we heard that she was one of the kids caught up in it last week, I knew we'd miss her against UConn, but this was the game I really said, and I remember saying to Coach Schaefer, man, we're really going to miss her against Auburn because she's so good at moving the ball in the middle versus that press. We panicked a little bit, turned it over 5 times in our first 10 or 11 possessions, and then settled down and only turned it over 4. But yeah, Paul, I think it's a combination of lots of things, but very, very predictable. These guys are kids. It's, hard to do. And Auburn is a hard team to try to simulate in practice because of the multiple looks they can give you and how aggressive they are trying to turn you over. Somebody said, I think they average 20, maybe 20 something, 18 or 19 turnovers in the SEC. And for us to only do it 9 and create 17 assists, that's pretty good for us.
Absolutely. What do you feel like got you going finally in that second quarter? I mean, was there one thing, or was it
the end of the first quarter? Yeah, the end of the first quarter was what got it going. Got them over there and said, "Okay, do they have your attention now?" And they said, "Yep, they got it, Coach." I said, "Well, then let's go out there and act like it." And I thought that 24-10 response was that. I think Jalen gave us a lift. Obviously, we started moving it a little bit better. Moved Slocum to the point for a few minutes. Gave Mac a little bit of a break. It's really wearing. It really wears on you. And we are so used to Mac being steady. And I think she got shook there for a couple of possessions. But she got herself back under control and finished like we needed to in the second half. She's so good for us defensively. To hold their guards to 9 for 23. Thompson's going to get hers. You look at 19 and 18. That's what she gets because she plays hard and is a great player. So I thought the key was the end of the first quarter happening, a chance to regroup. A couple of we didn't really change much. We changed the press breaker ever so slightly. But nothing major other than just chance to deep breath and say, okay, it's time to go now.
Hey, Jordan Black, go ahead.
Coach, last week you mentioned the UConn game kind of serving as a halftime. So how do you assess this halfway point after now getting back into conference play?
Well, we've got lots to improve on. There's no question, but I do like where we're at. I think we're over that mythical wall of halfway through the SEC season or around it or through it. I don't know. Because again, Hunter Yurchek said, he goes, this is a game we lose in the past, because we don't have our best stuff. And in the past, we didn't always have the leadership, but I thought Chelsea was calming. I thought Destiny, I thought Amber, Amber hit a couple of really timely shots. She's not going to be happy with 5 for 15, but boy, the ones she hit were very, very timely. So I think that's the luxury of having a bunch of seniors and a bunch of fifth-year seniors. And then I thought Taylor Thomas yet again, going for a plus 17 on a night when she was having to do a lot of work on Unique Thompson. 9 rebounds, 5 points, no turnovers, a couple of assists. That's really productive out of that spot.
Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, how big is you kind of went through it a little bit, but getting your other kids always pick it up a little bit. I mean, obviously Dungy's going to be a focal point for any opponent, and coming off the big game and everything. Of course, they're going to try to keep it out of her hands. But you had obviously Ramirez with some big threes. Slocum, I think, had 10 in the third quarter who carried you there. So just big you just seem like you get big plays from other people. They pick you up. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's what has to have. You have to have that to have a true team and a really, really good team. And, against this is the most we've seen zone for a full game. I mean, it's the first time all year long we've seen They played man a few possessions there at the end, but you know, the ball tends to find Amber a little bit better against zone and Destiny as well. And it's a little harder to find Chelsea in a couple of spots, but I thought she was very selective. I don't think she forced her game at all today. She took what came to her. And that's why when you look across there, she's plus 20, you know, it's because she didn't try to say, I've got to go do this. Get it to Amber, get it to Mac, get it to Slope, throw it in there to Aaron, throw it in there, make the right read. And, you know, that's a maturity sign as well, that you take what that defense and the game plan happened to do. And I thought she was really good defensively too. She did a lot of good things in there. Tried to take a couple of charges, may have taken one. I'm not sure who they gave that credit to, but she continues to be very, very good defensively for us.
I'm good. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Anybody else for Coach? All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks, y'all.